The moon, yeah, it appeared in a scary way today. People are noticing that the moon looked really frightening. Let's see what the explanations are. And most importantly, a very strong earthquake just happened a little while ago. When I say very strong, I mean it was definitely above 6.5, so that's classified as very strong. Don't go far. May God protect us in the coming hours. Just a few moments and we'll be back. Welcome. Once again, if this is your first time watching this channel or this program, is that right? If you haven't subscribed to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, activate the notification bell, and of course like the video if you enjoyed it. Glory be to God, really. These past 2 days, today and yesterday, feel like summer has suddenly disappeared. You feel like there's something unusual in the air, something strange about the climate. This reminded me not to remove anything. Frank said that you can clearly feel significant weather changes before a major earthquake happens, based on his belief about the alignment of the planets with the moon. I won't forget to tell you that Frank Hugerbeets, the well-known Dutch scientist, warned about March 3rd and 4th, so we're filming the video on Thursday, March 2nd at 9 p.m. Tomorrow is March 3rd, and Frank Hugerbeets warned about March 3rd and 4th. And he said that we are highly likely to experience a strong earthquake, and a very strong earthquake during these days, because of the alignment of Venus and Jupiter, or according to the geometry of the planets, and this is the science that he excels in and uses to explain earthquakes. So less than 12 hours ago, less than 5 hours ago, actually a very strong earthquake struck 5 hours before March 3rd. And today, the day Frank emphasized, a very strong earthquake struck just a short while ago, about an hour ago. Vanuatu, and by the way, it's the Republic of Vanuatu. It's an island located in the South Pacific Ocean near New Guinea. If you remember, before this very strong earthquake happened 2 hours ago, those who are following me understand, they know what I'm talking about. 2 hours ago, I posted an episode for you, and I posted for you, and I told you there are areas that I, Bas Yamani, am not reassured about at that time. I put Indonesia, the Philippines, and Japan at the top of the list. I pointed out to you and I told you this whole area from the Philippines to Indonesia to Japan, I am not reassured about it. Islands, all located in the Pacific Ocean. The Vanuatu Islands, or the Republic of Vanuatu, are located close to Indonesia, somewhat close, and also close to New Guinea. Honestly, you feel like this whole area has something scary about it. There's something almost unnatural about it. This is the strongest earthquake that hit recently, and it's a very powerful earthquake with a magnitude of 6.6 on the Richter scale, by the way. There were actually 2 earthquakes in a row. The first earthquake had a magnitude of 6.6 on the Richter scale and was at a depth of only 10 kilometers. And then, less than an hour later, there was another very strong aftershock with a magnitude of 5.4 on the Richter scale in the same place, also at a depth of 10 kilometers. The island or Republic of Vanuatu has a population of about 250,000 people. The earthquake struck about 92 kilometers from its shores, or from the shores of the island so far, because the earthquake just happened. So far, we haven't received any reports of losses yet, whether casualties or material damage. You know, an earthquake like this, when it's a magnitude 6.6, doesn't it cause a tsunami? Aren't you afraid that the earthquake could cause a tsunami if it's above 8? Of course, it can cause a tsunami if it's above 7. There are warnings, but no one really knows if it will cause a tsunami or not. People study it, and there's always the risk of a tsunami. From what I know, a tsunami usually hits about 12 hours after the earthquake. So from the time the earthquake happens until 12 hours later, there's always a fear of a tsunami if the earthquake hits the sea, like what just happened in the Republic of Vanuatu. But as I told you, since it's under 7, hopefully things aren't too scary. Anyway, we're heading into the 3rd hour. March, people started to get anxious. We're not trying to scare anyone or make anyone afraid, but just like, for example, I told you that caution is necessary in these coming hours, and may God help us get through it safely. At the same time, this very strong earthquake happened. Over there in Asia, the people of Damascus, in fact, not just Damascus, but other provinces in Syria, and even in Turkey, they saw the moon appear this evening. I expect some people also told me they saw it yesterday and contacted me. Honestly, the moon looked terrifying, even though it wasn't full yet. The moon will be full on March 7th. That means there are about 4 or 5 days left until it becomes full. full moon, and we'll be in the middle of Shaban month, so just a few more days. But anyone who saw the moon today would think it's already a full moon. A very sudden circular halo appeared around the moon, in the sky of Damascus, just like you see in the picture in front of you. People saw the moon and honestly they felt scared. But should people be afraid? Should people panic before we talk about it? Let's talk about the scientific explanation for this, right? You might not understand anything, but we have to give the scientific explanation. They said this is the index finger phenomenon. It goes back to the moonlight passing through the upper clouds of the atmosphere. So apparently there are thick clouds in the atmosphere. These clouds contain ice crystals, and when the light passes through, the arrangement of the crystals acts like lenses that refract the rays. And that's what creates, as they say, the large circular halo around the moon. Now, is this the scientific explanation? Okay, this is the scientific explanation. But there's always something passed down. Our elders never left anything without talking about it. Some people say we've seen this phenomenon before. Maybe it's not the first time we've seen it. For example, in Turkey, more than one person confirmed to me that they saw it. And also, I wish you could confirm for me if you saw the moon like this in Turkey. Why is the moon so terrifying? Because this always reminds us of the Dutch scientist Frank, who links devastating earthquakes to the appearance of the moon, and when the moon is full. The moon isn't full yet, but this scary halo makes you feel like it is, as if the moon has already become full. When we ask the elders, because you should always ask the elders first, they are our blessing, the elderly, the wise, the seniors. You ask them, what's the reason? They tell you, when this moon or this halo appears, it means there will be heavy rain the next day, morning rain. If you see this halo at night, it means the next day there will be a lot of rain, and some people say there will be strong storms. The area might also be hit very hard, and some people have seen that too. Very strong. About the moon with that circular halo, they say it means there's a disaster coming. Whenever the moon appears like that with a circular halo around it, it means there's a disaster. This could happen, but I moved and there was no earthquake, thank God, and no tremor in the coming hours. Isn't it true that this isn't the first time this phenomenon has happened? Of course, storms can happen and heavy rain can definitely happen, but even storms and heavy rain remind us of the Dutch scientist. Frank tells you this. Be careful of sudden weather changes if you are in a seismic area. This is definitely true, 100%. What does he tell you? But usually a destructive or strong earthquake is often preceded by very sudden weather changes. So imagine if it's related to the moon and if it's connected to specific planetary alignments and configurations. We're not calling for fear at all, but just to be cautious. God willing, things will pass from here. March 8th and March 15th will all be fine and nothing will happen. Of course, we'll be with you with almost live coverage. If something urgent happens, I'll be with you. Ahmad Al-Dira from the Show Sire program channel. Stay well.